The Amazon is a world unto itself, an ancient, living tapestry woven from countless threads of life, each one vibrant, unique, and essential. Sprawling across millions of square kilometers, this emerald expanse is the beating heart of South America, a lush wilderness that breathes life into the entire planet. Its endless canopy forms a living roof, sheltering a world of secrets beneath. High above the forest floor, the canopy is a kingdom of light and shadow. Here monkeys leap with astonishing agility from branch to branch, their calls echoing through the leaves. Birds of every color flash like living jewels, while sloths hang motionless, blending into the green tapestry. Below, the forest floor is a world of perpetual twilight, where sunlight filters down in golden shafts. The undergrowth teems with life. Ants march in endless columns, beetles glisten on damp leaves, and frogs, brilliantly colored, perch on mossy logs. Every inch is alive, every shadow conceals a story. The air itself vibrates with energy. Insects hum and buzz, their wings a constant chorus. Vines twist and climb, competing for precious light, while orchids and bromeliads bloom in impossible colors, clinging to ancient branches. Sunbeams pierce the canopy, illuminating clouds of butterflies and casting shifting patterns on the forest floor. The jungle is a cathedral of nature, its pillars formed by towering trees, its ceiling a mosaic of leaves, its music the endless symphony of life. The air is thick with humidity, heavy with the scent of damp earth and the sweet perfume of blooming flowers. Mist drifts between the trunks, softening the edges of reality, making the forest feel both intimate and infinite. The scale of the Amazon defies imagination. It stretches beyond the horizon, a green ocean whose depths have never been fully explored. Each tree, each river, each hidden glade is a world unto itself, home to creatures found nowhere else on Earth. Yet, for all its breathtaking beauty, the Amazon is a realm of constant struggle. As dusk falls, shadows lengthen and the jungle's true nature is revealed, a place where survival is never guaranteed. Here, the line between life and death is razor-thin. Predator and prey are locked in an endless dance, each moment charged with tension and possibility. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is engaged in a timeless contest for survival. Some hunt, some hide, some adapt in ways that defy belief. Beneath the emerald canopy, danger is ever present. Shadows conceal both predator and prey, and the dense foliage hides threats that are often invisible until it's too late. Venomous snakes, their scales glistening with moisture, glide silently through the undergrowth, their movements almost invisible against the leaf litter. Camouflaged spiders, masters of patience, wait motionless in intricately spun webs, ready to strike at the slightest tremor. Apex predators, like the jaguar, move with silent grace, their golden eyes scanning for the faintest sign of movement, while caimans lurk at the water's edge, jaws poised to snap shut in an instant. Even the rivers, lifeblood of the forest, are fraught with peril. Beneath the surface, murky waters conceal hunters perfectly adapted to their shadowy world. Every current, every eddy, every patch of still water may hide a lurking threat, a sudden flash of teeth or a ripple betraying a hidden presence. This is a land ruled by raw, untamed forces. The struggle for existence is relentless, and only those who are strong, clever, or lucky endure. The rivers themselves are the arteries of this living world, winding like immense serpents through the forest, shaping the land and nourishing all who dwell within. Their surfaces shimmer with reflected light, but beneath lies a world of shadows and secrets, where the unknown is always close at hand. Piranhas, with their razor-sharp teeth and insatiable hunger, patrol the waters in restless schools, ready to strip flesh from bone in moments. Electric eels, silent and serpentine, generate powerful shocks that can stun even the largest animals, a living current in the river's flow. Giant river otters, sleek and social, hunt in coordinated groups, their teamwork and intelligence making them formidable predators in their own right. The river's surface may appear tranquil, a perfect mirror for the towering trees and the ever-changing sky, but beneath The struggle for survival never ceases. Fish dart and swirl in the currents, always alert for the sudden rush of a predator. The water churns with unseen dramas, each moment a test of life and death. The jungle is a stage for primal forces, where every chase, every ambush, every narrow escape is a testament to the relentless will to survive. In this vast theatre, the most skilled and adaptable rise to the top, their lives a constant battle against the odds. Among these, the anaconda reigns supreme along the riverbanks and in the shallows, a living coil of muscle and power, perfectly adapted to ambush and constrict. From the distant ocean, the bull shark ventures upriver, a ghostly invader whose strength and cunning allow it to thrive in both salt and fresh water, a true master of adaptation. When these two titans meet, one a master of stealth and constriction, the other a relentless hunter of the deep, the jungle itself seems to hold its breath, the outcome uncertain, the stakes immense. This is not merely a battle, but a collision of worlds, land and water, muscle and tooth, ancient power and relentless hunger. It is a contest that echoes the very essence of the Amazon, beauty and brutality forever entwined. In this realm, every dawn brings new stories, every dusk new mysteries. The stage is set for a confrontation that will define the very spirit of the jungle's dark, untamed waters. In the labyrinthine waterways of the Amazon, where sunlight filters through tangled canopies and the air hums with the chorus of unseen life, a silent sovereign reigns beneath the surface. The green anaconda is the undisputed heavyweight of the snake world, a living legend woven into the very fabric of the river's ecosystem. It is a creature of myth and legend, and for good reason. Every ripple in the water, every shadow beneath the surface could be the whisper of its presence. Reaching lengths of over 20 feet and weighing more than a grown man, this serpent is a marvel of evolutionary engineering, built for power, patience, and perfect adaptation to its watery world. Its body is a thick column of pure muscle, wrapped in skin patterned with dark, circular blotches. These markings are not just for show, they are a masterstroke of camouflage, breaking up the snake's outline in the shifting, dappled light at the river's edge. When it lies motionless in the shallows, it becomes almost indistinguishable from a submerged log, a harmless piece of driftwood among the debris. But this illusion is part of its deadly genius. The anaconda's stillness is a calculated deception, a mask that lulls the unwary into a false sense of security. The anaconda is a patient hunter, a silent sovereign that rules its domain with absolute authority. It claims the shallows as its throne, dominating the tangled roots and muddy banks with quiet confidence. Its hunting strategy is a masterclass in stealth and efficiency. With each slow, deliberate movement, it glides through the water, disturbing neither fish nor frog, its presence a secret known only to the river itself. The anaconda does not chase its prey. Instead, it lets the river's rhythm bring opportunity to its doorstep. Capybaras, caimans, and deer all share these banks, each one a potential meal, each one unaware of the silent danger lurking just beneath the surface. Submerged with only its eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, the anaconda becomes a living periscope. It can wait for hours or even days for the perfect moment, its patience as deep as the river itself. It watches the riverbank for any sign of movement, a capybara coming to drink, its senses dulled by the midday heat, a young caiman basking in the sun, unaware of the shadow beneath the water, or a deer, drawn by thirst, venturing too close to the water's edge, its hooves sinking into the soft mud. The anaconda's patience is almost limitless. It becomes a fixture of the river, a silent observer as dragonflies skim the surface and fish dart through the reeds. It conserves every ounce of energy, remaining perfectly still, its powerful body a coiled spring, muscles tense beneath patterned skin, ready to unleash a devastating explosion of speed and strength when the moment is right. When it strikes, the action is sudden and terrifyingly fast, The river explodes in a flurry of water and scales, the calm shattered in an instant. In a blur of motion, the anaconda launches itself from the water, jaws wide, seizing the unsuspecting victim with unyielding force. Its teeth are not for chewing, but for holding, sharp, backward-curving hooks designed to anchor prey, preventing any hope of escape. Once it has a firm hold, the true weapon is revealed. The anaconda's immense coils begin to encircle its prey, each loop a band of living steel. The snake immediately wraps its powerful body around its victim, a process that takes only seconds but feels eternal to the struggling animal. With each exhale of the trapped animal, the anaconda tightens its grip, a relentless, suffocating pressure that leaves no room for escape. The struggle is silent, save for the splash of water and the rustle of scales. It's a battle of stamina and raw power, a contest that echoes through the food web of the Amazon. The anaconda rarely loses. This snake is perfectly adapted to its aquatic environment. It glides through flooded forests, weaving between roots and branches, a shadow among shadows. It is a superb swimmer, moving with a serpentine grace that belies its immense bulk. Fish scatter before it, and even caimans give way to its silent passage. Its eyes and nostrils, perched atop its head, allow it to remain almost completely hidden, watching, breathing, and waiting while the rest of its body is submerged. The murky, slow-moving waters of the Amazon's tributaries and swamps are its kingdom. Here, the anaconda is both predator and guardian, shaping the delicate balance of life along the riverbanks. Other creatures sense its presence and move with caution. The anaconda's dominance ripples outward, influencing the behavior of capybaras, caimans, and even the birds that nest above the water. The anaconda is not just a part of the river, it is the river's raw, constricting power made flesh, a silent sovereign whose rule is written in every current, every shadow, and every heartbeat of the jungle's wild domain. In the intricate tapestry of riverine life, the bull shark emerges as a singular anomaly, a saltwater predator that has mastered the art of thriving in a freshwater realm. This formidable creature is the embodiment of evolutionary prowess, its aggression matched only by its astonishing adaptability. While most sharks are bound to the saline embrace of the oceans, the bull shark alone possesses the physiological marvel to traverse seamlessly between salt and fresh water. Through a specialized osmoregulatory system, it meticulously balances the salt and water within its body, allowing it to journey from the briny depths of the sea into the winding arteries of the world's great rivers. This adaptation has transformed the bull shark into a true cosmopolitan, capable of venturing thousands of miles upriver, deep into the emerald heart of the Amazon basin. Here, beneath the shadowed canopy and within the labyrinthine waterways, the bull shark becomes a spectral presence, a silent, unseen force gliding through green-tinged currents. Its body is a masterpiece of muscular engineering, built for sudden bursts of power and relentless pursuit. The bull shark's compact, robust frame and blunt snout are not mere quirks of appearance. They are adaptations for maneuvering through turbulent, debris-laden waters and for delivering crushing blows to prey. Though it may not rival the giants of the deep in size, its tenacity and resilience are unrivaled, making it a dominant force wherever it roams. The bull shark's temperament is marked by boldness and unpredictability, traits that serve it well in the ever-shifting currents and hidden channels of the river. In the turbid, silt-laden waters where vision is limited, the bull shark's predatory strategy relies on senses honed to perfection. Its small, keen eyes are complemented by an extraordinary ability to detect the faintest electrical signals emitted by living organisms, a gift known as electroreception, which allows it to locate prey hidden beneath mud or vegetation. With this sixth sense, the bull shark can pinpoint the subtle movements of fish buried in the riverbed or mammals disturbing the surface, even in near total darkness. Navigating the tangled maze of the Amazon's channels, the bull shark becomes a masterful hunter, exploiting every eddy and shadow to its advantage. It glides through the deep channels, a tireless sentinel, ever alert for the vibrations of potential prey. The bull shark's diet is a testament to its opportunistic nature. It is a generalist, consuming a vast array of riverine life, fish darting through the shallows, turtles basking on submerged logs, and birds skimming the water's surface all fall within its predatory reach. Even mammals that dare to cross or enter the river are not spared, as the bull shark lies in wait, ready to ambush with explosive speed. Its hunting technique is defined by stealth and sudden, overwhelming force, striking from below with a surge of energy that leaves little chance for escape. With a powerful upward rush, it delivers a devastating bite, incapacitating its prey in an instant. Its jaws, lined with serrated triangular teeth, are perfectly engineered to slice through flesh, bone, and shell alike, ensuring nothing is wasted. The arrival of the bull shark sends ripples through the river's ecosystem, altering the behavior and distribution of countless species. As an apex predator from the sea, it stands apart from the native hunters, an outsider whose presence reshapes the balance of power in these waters. Creatures that have evolved alongside caimans and anacondas now face a new and unpredictable threat, one that moves with silent purpose and strikes with unmatched ferocity. The bull shark is in perpetual motion, ceaselessly patrolling its domain, its hunger and curiosity driving it ever onward through the winding jungle rivers. In this freshwater kingdom, the bull shark stands as a living testament to nature's ingenuity, a saltwater marauder that has not only survived but flourished in a world far removed from its oceanic origins. Deep within the tangled arteries of the Amazon, two apex predators reign supreme, each a master of the hunt, yet each wielding a style as distinct as the river's ever-shifting currents. The anaconda and the bull shark, both sculpted by millennia of evolution, have honed their predatory arts to perfection, thriving in a world where only the most cunning and adaptable survive. The anaconda's approach is a study in patience and precision. It lies in absolute stillness, its immense body submerged beneath a veil of mud and aquatic plants, becoming nearly indistinguishable from the riverbed itself. This is a predator that lets the world move around it, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash its power. Camouflage is its greatest ally. The anaconda's mottled skin mirrors the dappled light and shadow of the Amazon, allowing it to vanish among tangled roots and submerged branches. Fish, capybaras, and caimans pass by, unaware of the silent threat lurking inches away. The snake's strategy is to become a living extension of the landscape, an inanimate object, harmless and overlooked, until the instant it erupts into action. This method demands an extraordinary discipline, a willingness to wait for hours, even days, for a single opportunity. Patience is the anaconda's greatest weapon. It conserves its formidable strength, coiled and ready, as the vibrant ecosystem bustles around it. Birds calling from the treetops, fish darting through reeds, and insects humming in the humid air. When a potential meal finally enters its domain, the anaconda's senses sharpen. It gauges the distance, the angle, the timing. Every detail must be perfect. The snake's immense energy is reserved for this singular, critical moment. The strike is a marvel of biomechanics, an explosion of muscle and momentum. The anaconda lunges, its upper body propelled by powerful coils, closing the gap in a heartbeat. It doesn't simply bite, it seizes, using its entire body as a weapon. The goal is to secure a grip instantly, transforming the encounter from a sudden strike to a relentless grapple. Once contact is made, the anaconda's immense weight and muscular coils come into play. It drags its victim into deeper water, where the struggle is one-sided and escape is nearly impossible. The river itself becomes an accomplice, muffling the chaos and concealing the battle from the rest of the jungle. Here, the anaconda's leverage is unmatched. Constriction is a slow, methodical process. The snake tightens its coils with each exhale of its prey, cutting off air and blood flow in a silent, inexorable embrace. This is predation at its most intimate, a quiet, terrifyingly personal contest of strength and endurance, fought in the shadowy depths where sunlight barely penetrates. In stark contrast, the bull shark is a predator of movement and momentum. Its hunting style is built on speed, shock, and the element of surprise. The bull shark does not wait. It patrols its territory with restless energy, using the river's murky water as a living cloak. The Amazon's low visibility is not a hindrance but a strategic advantage. In these waters, sight is unreliable. The bull shark relies on a suite of finely tuned senses. Its acute sense of smell, its ability to detect the faintest electrical signals given off by the muscles of potential prey. It often approaches from below, rising from the river's shadowy depths or from the darkest bends of the channel. Its presence is almost spectral, unseen, until the very last moment. The bull shark's snout is a sensory powerhouse, picking up the faintest traces of blood, the tiniest electrical pulses. Even in total darkness, it can pinpoint the location of a hidden fish or struggling mammal. This makes the bull shark a ghost in the water, a threat that can materialize out of nowhere, striking with little warning. Its attack is pure kinetic energy, a sudden burst of speed, a living missile launched from the gloom. The bull shark often employs the bump and bite technique, ramming its prey with its snout to disorient and injure before circling back for the kill. Sometimes it circles its dazed victim, waiting for the perfect angle to deliver a fatal bite. Other times it attacks with unrestrained force, jaws wide, aiming to end the struggle in a single devastating strike. The bull shark's jaws are designed for maximum trauma, rows of serrated teeth tearing through flesh and bone, inflicting wounds that bleed out quickly in the swirling current. Unlike the anaconda's suffocating embrace, the shark's assault is brutal and swift. Blood clouds the water, signaling the end of the hunt. The violence is over in seconds. One bite is often enough to end the struggle, leaving little chance for escape or resistance. The river quickly returns to its deceptive calm, the cycle of life and death continuing beneath the surface, unseen by all but those who dwell within. These two predators, the patient trapper and the aggressive stalker, embody the relentless competition and adaptation that define the Amazon. In this vast, untamed ecosystem, every creature is both hunter and hunted, and survival belongs to those who master the art of the ambush. The Amazon River, a labyrinthine expanse of interwoven channels, oxbow lakes, and flooded forests, forms one of the most complex freshwater ecosystems on Earth. Within this vast aquatic tapestry, the green anaconda and the bull shark occupy distinct ecological niches, their territories overlapping only at the margins. For much of the year, these two apex predators exist in parallel, their lives shaped by the river's ever-shifting boundaries, yet rarely do their paths intersect. The anaconda, a master of stealth and ambush, thrives in the shallow, vegetated margins of the river. It prefers the slow-moving backwaters, the flooded vasia forests, and the dense mats of aquatic plants where it can remain concealed. Here, the anaconda's olive-green scales blend seamlessly with the dappled light and shadow, allowing it to lie motionless for hours, waiting for prey to approach. In contrast, the bull shark is a creature of the main channel, patrolling the deeper, faster-flowing waters. Its streamlined body and acute electroreception make it a formidable hunter of large fish and aquatic mammals. The bull shark's range extends far upriver, exploiting the Amazon's immense size and seasonal changes to access new hunting grounds. These two worlds, one of tangled roots and stagnant pools, the other of open, surging currents, are adjacent yet fundamentally distinct. Each predator is finely tuned to its own domain, minimizing direct competition. Yet the Amazon is not a static environment. Its hydrological pulse, driven by seasonal rains and droughts, transforms the landscape on a massive scale. Water levels can rise and fall by several meters. redrawing the boundaries between land and water and forcing all inhabitants to adapt. During the dry season, receding waters concentrate aquatic life into shrinking pools and channels. Prey species, from capybaras to caimans, are forced into closer proximity, and predators must navigate a more crowded, competitive environment. The anaconda, now more exposed, may be compelled to traverse deeper waters in search of food or refuge. Conversely, the wet season brings dramatic floods, submerging vast tracts of forest and dispersing animals across a watery expanse. The bull shark, following the influx of prey, may venture into newly accessible floodplains, while the anaconda's territory expands into submerged forests, blurring the boundaries between their worlds. It is during these periods of environmental upheaval, when the river's architecture is in flux, that the likelihood of an encounter between these two predators increases. The shifting mosaic of habitats brings them into unexpected proximity, setting the stage for rare but dramatic confrontations. A large anaconda, driven by hunger or the need to relocate, may be forced to cross a deep, open channel, territory typically dominated by the bull shark. Meanwhile, a bull shark, sensing the presence of vulnerable prey in the flooded forest, might leave the safety of the main channel to explore the unfamiliar, obstacle-laden shallows. When these two apex predators meet, the encounter is almost always unplanned, a collision of evolutionary strategies honed in isolation. Neither is adapted to hunt the other, and both must rapidly interpret the intentions and capabilities of an unfamiliar rival. There is no established dominance, no ritualized display to resolve the standoff. Instead, the interaction is governed by raw instinct and immediate assessment of risk. Both animals rely on acute sensory input, the shark's electroreceptors and lateral line, the anaconda's heat-sensing pits and vibration detection, to gauge the threat. Each must decide in seconds whether to attack, defend, or retreat. In this liminal space, the usual rules of predator and prey are suspended. The river becomes an arena where two evolutionary trajectories briefly intersect, each testing the limits of the other's adaptations. The initial moments are fraught with tension. The bull shark, used to dominating its aquatic realm, is confronted by a massive, muscular serpent, an opponent unlike any it has faced before. The shark's approach is cautious, its movements deliberate. It may circle, using its keen senses to gather information, or deliver a tentative bump to test the anaconda's response. This investigative behavior is a hallmark of the bull shark's predatory strategy, but here it is met with an equally formidable defense. The anaconda, recognizing the threat posed by the fast-moving intruder, coils its body defensively, presenting a wall of muscle and protecting its vulnerable head. This posture is both a deterrent and a preparation for counterattack, leveraging the anaconda's immense strength and flexibility. Both animals are at the pinnacle of their respective food webs, and neither is inclined to yield ground easily. The standoff is a silent negotiation, each reading the other's body language for signs of weakness or aggression. Subtle shifts in posture, the flick of a tail, the dilation of a pupil, these are the cues that determine whether the encounter escalates or dissolves. If conflict erupts, it is a contest not just of strength, but of evolutionary design. The shark's speed and crushing bite are pitted against the anaconda's constriction and camouflage. The bull shark's attack is swift and direct, relying on momentum and the element of surprise to inflict a disabling wound. The anaconda, in turn, may use its environment to vanish from sight or anchor itself to submerged roots, turning the terrain into a weapon. In open water, the shark's agility and power are at their peak, but the anaconda's bulk and endurance can turn the tide if it manages to entangle its opponent. Near the riverbank, the anaconda's ability to anchor itself and use the complex structure of roots and debris can neutralize the shark's speed, creating a deadly stalemate. The outcome of such a confrontation is never predetermined. It is shaped by the unique circumstances of the encounter, water depth, visibility, the presence of cover, and the physical condition of each animal. In this collision of worlds, survival depends on the ability to adapt, improvise, and exploit every ecological and behavioral advantage. In the shadowy depths of the Amazon, where visibility is low and every movement is masked by swirling silt, the confrontation between these two apex predators is a study in unpredictability. Here, the roles of hunter and hunted are never fixed. Each moment is a delicate balance, and the power dynamic can reverse in the blink of an eye. The bull shark, emboldened by its reputation as a relentless hunter, glides through the turbid water with calculated aggression. It senses the subtle vibrations of the anaconda's movement, interpreting them as the signals of a vulnerable, slow-moving meal. With a sudden burst of speed, the shark lunges, jaws agape, aiming to deliver a crippling bite to the massive serpent. The water churns with the force of its attack, sending shockwaves through the riverbed. In many encounters, such a ferocious assault would spell the end for most river dwellers. The Amazon's murky waters often conceal the aftermath, as the victor disappears with its prize. The bull shark's bite is a weapon of devastating efficiency, capable of slicing through muscle and bone with ease. Its jaws clamp down with a force that can shatter the defenses of nearly any prey. In the opening seconds, the shark's velocity and raw aggression create a tidal wave of chaos, overwhelming even the most formidable adversaries. The river itself seems to tremble with the violence of its charge, yet the anaconda is no ordinary prey. Its body, thick with muscle and armored with scales, coils defensively, absorbing the initial impact. Its senses are attuned to the subtlest changes in water pressure and movement. If the shark's first strike fails to incapacitate, the anaconda's instincts ignite. In the blink of an eye, the balance of power shifts. The hunted becomes the hunter. The anaconda's reaction is immediate and explosive. It whips its body around the shark, using the river's current to aid its momentum, and begins to wrap its muscular coils around the aggressor. Once the coils are in place, the entire dynamic of the battle transforms. The river, once the shark's domain, now becomes a stage for the anaconda's constricting power. The shark's greatest assets, its speed and bite, are rendered useless. Immobilized, it can no longer maneuver or launch another attack. Its powerful jaws, designed to tear through flesh, are now pressed helplessly against the anaconda's dense, unyielding body. The predator is trapped, unable to generate the force needed to break free. In a single, fluid motion, the hunter is transformed into the ensnared, caught in a living vice that tightens with every heartbeat. What follows is a raw, elemental struggle, a test of endurance and willpower beneath the surface, where every second is a battle for survival. The shark thrashes with desperate energy, its tail lashing the water into froth, trying to dislodge the relentless grip of the snake. Its abrasive skin scrapes against the anaconda, inflicting minor wounds, but the snake's grip only tightens, undeterred by pain or injury. The anaconda begins its methodical constriction, each coil compressing the shark's body with relentless force, exploiting every weakness. With every breath, the snake's grip intensifies, cutting off circulation and restricting the shark's ability to move water over its gills. The shark, deprived of the vital flow of oxygen-rich water, begins to weaken. Its gills, pressed shut by the crushing embrace, can no longer sustain it. The battle slows, becoming a grueling contest of stamina. The river's currents swirl around the locked combatants, bearing silent witness to the primal drama. In this moment, the hierarchy of the wild is rewritten. The river, ever shifting and unpredictable, crowns a new ruler. The bull shark, once the embodiment of fearlessness, now stares into the abyss, locked in a desperate struggle against a foe that wields patience and pressure as its weapons. Its power and aggression are no match for the anaconda's suffocating strength, a force honed by countless battles in the river's depths. In these rare, brutal encounters, the Amazon reveals a harsh truth. Even the mightiest predator can be brought low by the unforgiving laws of nature. The anaconda, so often the silent ambusher, emerges as the river's ultimate defender, proving that in its tangled, murky world, it can overcome even the ocean's most formidable invader. In the fading light, as the river returns to stillness, the nightmare of the deep has met its match in the nightmare of the jungle, each shaped by the relentless, ever-shifting power of their wild domain. Deep beneath the surface of the Amazon, a silent war erupts. The anaconda and the bull shark, two apex predators, meet in a clash that is as mesmerizing as it is terrifying. This is not a random encounter, but a collision of ancient instincts, a brutal ballet choreographed by nature itself. Every movement is deliberate, honed by millions of years of evolution. The anaconda glides with predatory grace, its muscles rippling beneath patterned scales, while the bull shark circles, its eyes cold and calculating, reading the currents and the threat before it. When the anaconda strikes, it is a masterclass in precision. Its body launches forward, jaws unhinging to seize the shark, and in a heartbeat, coils begin to wrap around the powerful predator. The snake's instinct is to immobilize, targeting the shark's head and pectoral fins, restricting movement and neutralizing the threat of a devastating bite. The coils tighten in a calculated sequence, each loop a vice, compressing vital organs and sapping the shark's strength. The struggle is intimate and violent, a contest of muscle and will. The anaconda's body flexes with relentless force, while the shark's powerful frame bucks and twists, desperate for escape. The bull shark responds with explosive energy, its tail lashing out, sending shockwaves through the muddy water. It contorts and thrashes, the water erupting in a frenzy of bubbles and silt, each movement a desperate attempt to break the serpent's hold. The shark's tail slaps the surface, sending ripples across the river, a signal of chaos and struggle that echoes through the Amazon's depths. Its only weapon now is raw power. Muscles straining, stamina waning, the shark fights to outlast its foe. The battle drags on, a war of attrition in the murky silence. Each animal pushes its body to the brink, burning through precious energy reserves. Exhaustion sets in. Gills and lungs heave, muscles tremble, but neither predator yields. This is the raw essence of survival. Predation and defense, stripped of mercy or hesitation. The river itself is a silent participant. Dense, aquatic plants sway in the current, offering concealment and obstacles, while the shifting water obscures vision and muffles sound. If the struggle drifts into deeper, open water, the shark's domain, it may use its bulk and endurance to drag the anaconda down, hoping to exhaust the serpent in the cold, oxygen-poor depths. But the anaconda is a master of the shallows, where it can maneuver with agility, using the riverbank and submerged roots to its advantage. If the fight shifts toward the tangled roots, the snake finds leverage, anchoring itself to the riverbank, ready to unleash even greater force. The anaconda's tail wraps around the roots, locking its body in place. With this anchor, it can constrict with terrifying efficiency, making escape nearly impossible for the shark. The outcome often depends as much on the environment as on the combatants themselves. The river is a living arena, its currents and obstacles shaping the fate of predator and prey. When the violence subsides, the river returns to stillness, but the scars of battle linger in the water and on the bodies of the survivors. Sometimes the shark breaks free, battered and bleeding, vanishing into the depths. Other times, the anaconda's relentless pressure prevails, and the river claims another victim. The snake's method is merciless. It does not crush bones, but suffocates, cutting off blood flow and air until the heart falters and the struggle ends. Even after the fight is over, the anaconda holds its grip, ensuring its rival is truly lifeless before releasing its coils. The aftermath is silent, the victor alone in the murky water, the river resuming its ancient rhythm as if nothing had happened. Rarely can the anaconda consume such a massive, rigid prey. The battle is not for sustenance, but for territory, for dominance, for survival. In the Amazon, every encounter is a test of strength and strategy. The brutal ballet of survival plays out with no audience, no applause, only the relentless, indifferent gaze of the wild. In the heart of the Amazon, where the river carves its way through an endless expanse of emerald wilderness, a spectacle unfolds that few eyes will ever witness. Here, beneath the tangled shadows of ancient trees and the ever-present hum of unseen creatures, the rarest of encounters takes place, one that defies the ordinary rhythm of life in the jungle. The Amazon is a realm of secrets, and within its labyrinthine waterways, two apex predators, each a master of its own domain, sometimes find their paths crossing. The bull shark, a creature of power and adaptability, ventures far from the ocean's salt to patrol these freshwater arteries. The anaconda, a silent titan, moves with patient strength, blending seamlessly into the river's edge. These hunters are solitary by nature, their territories vast and their habits distinct. The bull shark prowls the open channels, relying on bursts of speed and brute force. The anaconda, ever patient, lurks in the shallows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The odds of these two giants meeting are astronomically low. The Amazon's vastness is their shield, its complexity their barrier. Yet, on the rarest of occasions, fate orchestrates a collision, an event so extraordinary that it seems almost mythical. There are no witnesses, no storytellers, only the silent jungle and the ever-watchful river. The confrontation is brief, violent, and shrouded in mystery. The water erupts in a frenzy of power and instinct, each predator testing the limits of its strength and cunning. The jungle itself seems to hold its breath, the usual chorus of life, chirping insects, calling birds. The distant roar of howler monkeys fades into a tense silence. Even the smallest creatures sense the gravity of the moment, retreating into the safety of the undergrowth. This is not a battle for territory or dominance, but a sudden, primal test of survival. The shark's jaws snap with bone-crushing force, while the anaconda's coils threaten to suffocate and subdue. Each move is calculated, every second a matter of life and death. When the clash ends, the river quickly reclaims its calm. The victors and the vanquished disappear into the depths, leaving behind only subtle traces. A broken reed, a swirl of blood, a silence heavier than before. The spectacle is over in moments, but its impact lingers. The jungle, ancient and inscrutable, absorbs the memory of the event, adding another layer to its endless tapestry of life and death. In this world, nothing is guaranteed. The rules are written in tooth and claw, in the silent negotiations between hunter and hunted. The rare meeting of shark and anaconda is a testament to the unpredictability and raw power of nature. These moments are not part of the daily cycle, but extraordinary exceptions, anomalies that remind us of the jungle's infinite complexity and capacity for surprise. The Amazon is a living paradox, peaceful and violent, predictable and chaotic, a place where the impossible becomes real. Each rare encounter between its greatest predators is a story written in water and shadow, destined to remain a secret of the wild. In the end, the jungle keeps its secrets. The rare spectacle of a bull shark and an anaconda locked in combat is a fleeting glimpse into a world where anything is possible and where the boundaries of the natural order are constantly being redrawn. It is a reminder that the wild is not a place of certainty but of wonder, a realm where the extraordinary can happen at any moment and where the memory of such events lingers long after the river has returned to silence. The Amazon jungle is a living tapestry of raw power and relentless struggle, where every shadow conceals a story of survival and every sound signals a potential threat or opportunity. Here, the air is thick with humidity and the scent of life and decay, a constant reminder of the cycle that governs this ancient ecosystem. Beneath the tranquil surface of the river and the gentle glow of dawn, countless dramas unfold. The stillness is deceptive. Predators and prey are locked in a perpetual contest, each perfectly adapted to their niche, each moment a test of instinct and resilience. The jungle's beauty is inseparable from its brutality. Storms sweep through, flooding the forest floor and forcing creatures to adapt or perish. In the tangled undergrowth, darkness is both a shield and a snare, hiding both hunter and hunted. The bull shark, a master of both salt and freshwater, glides through the murky river, its senses attuned to the faintest vibrations. The green anaconda, a silent titan, moves with calculated patience, its muscular coils ready to strike with explosive force. When these apex predators meet, the encounter is a violent collision of evolutionary prowess. The shark's powerful jaws and the anaconda's crushing embrace are the result of millions of years of adaptation, each weapon honed for a single purpose: survival. The anaconda's constriction is a marvel of biological engineering, muscles contracting with immense force, cutting off blood flow and air in seconds. The bull shark's bite, among the most powerful in the animal kingdom, can shatter bone and immobilize prey instantly. Every creature here, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, is shaped by this relentless contest. Tracks in the mud tell stories of narrow escapes and sudden ambushes, of lives won and lost in the blink of an eye. The jaguar, with its silent, padded steps, stalks through dense foliage, its golden eyes fixed on the slightest movement. Prey animals, ever alert, rely on acute senses and camouflage, knowing that a single mistake can mean the end. Capuchin monkeys forage with intelligence and dexterity, while caimans lurk at the water's edge, launching ambushes with lightning speed. Each species has evolved unique strategies to exploit the jungle's resources and avoid its dangers. Insects, the jungle's most numerous inhabitants, display astonishing diversity. Camouflage, mimicry, and chemical defenses abound. Above, the harpy eagle soars, its talons capable of snatching monkeys from the treetops, while the jaguar rests, conserving energy for its next hunt. The gaze of the anaconda is unblinking, patient, while the bull shark glides with predatory intent. There is no malice, only the pure drive to survive, to outcompete, to endure. In these moments of confrontation, the jungle reveals its essence: two magnificent animals, each a product of relentless selection, each driven by the primal urge to live. The Amazon's vastness is punctuated by sudden violence. Lightning splits the sky, floods reshape the land, and predators strike with little warning. The ecosystem thrives on this constant flux, each disturbance creating new opportunities and challenges. Ancient trees tower above, their roots entwined with the bones of countless generations. The stars wheel overhead, indifferent to the struggles below, as the jungle pulses with life and death. The river winds through a landscape teeming with life. Each bend, each pool, a microcosm of competition and cooperation, predation and escape. The iridescent wings of a morpho butterfly, the vibrant beak of a toucan, and the razor-sharp teeth of a piranha swarm all exist side by side. Beauty and violence are inseparable, each a facet of the jungle's relentless drive for survival. This duality, peace and peril, creation and destruction, defines the Amazon. It is a place where the line between life and death is razor-thin, and every adaptation is tested daily. Storms bring both renewal and devastation, while predators and prey enact the ancient dance of survival. The jungle's rhythms are dictated by these cycles, each event shaping the destiny of its inhabitants. The relentless struggle for existence fuels the engine of evolution, giving rise to the Amazon's breathtaking biodiversity. Every species, every individual is a testament to the power of adaptation. The confrontation between shark and anaconda is not just a battle, it is a living symbol of the jungle's raw, untamed heart, where only the most adaptable survive. In these untouched realms, ancient laws govern all. Strength, speed, stealth, and instinct are the currencies of survival, and every creature is both hunter and hunted. The tension in a jaguar's muscles, the explosive snap of a caiman's jaws, the lightning-fast strike of an anaconda, These are the expressions of nature's raw power, honed by countless generations. Even in moments of apparent calm, the jungle's beauty is edged with danger. Every movement, every breath, is a negotiation with the forces that shape life and death. This is the Amazon, a realm of awe-inspiring, terrifying, and magnificent spectacle, where the raw and violent beauty of nature is revealed in every heartbeat, every struggle, every fleeting moment of life. Beneath the tangled canopy and the mirrored surface of the river lies a world shaped by invisible connections, a vast and intricate food web woven from countless predator-prey relationships. Here, every ripple in the water signals a chain reaction, every movement a potential feast or a narrow escape. Tiny schools of tetras shimmer in the filtered sunlight, darting through submerged roots in search of algae and insects. But they too are watched. Lurking in the shadows, the peacock bass, a swift and cunning hunter, waits for the perfect moment to strike. With a sudden burst of speed, it scatters the school, isolating its weakest target, and the chase is on. Above them, armored catfish scour the riverbed, breaking down fallen leaves and detritus, recycling nutrients that feed the jungle's endless cycle. But even these bottom dwellers are not immune. Electric eels, silent and patient, sense their presence with specialized receptors, delivering a stunning jolt to claim their meal. Juvenile caimans glide silently through the backwaters, their eyes just above the surface. They feed on fish and amphibians, yet must remain vigilant. Giant river otters, highly social and skilled, hunt in coordinated packs, and a careless caiman can quickly become the hunted. Piranhas, infamous for their razor teeth and frenetic feeding frenzies, patrol the shallows in restless schools. They are both predator and prey, preying on weakened fish but always wary of larger threats, from predatory birds diving from above to anacondas slipping silently through the reeds. Even the smallest inhabitants play a vital role. Insect larvae, crustaceans, and snails provide sustenance for fish and amphibians, each link in the chain supporting the next. The balance is delicate. A sudden flood can shift the tides, while a drought can draw predators and prey into ever closer proximity. This interconnected network ensures that no creature exists in isolation. Every meal is a transaction, every hunt a test of skill and adaptation. The river's food web is a living tapestry, its threads binding predator and prey in an endless, ever-evolving dance for survival. In these shadowed waters, the drama of life never ceases, and the story of the jungle continues, unseen, unbroken, and eternal. Beneath the river's surface, a silent war wages, a relentless evolutionary arms race between predator and prey. Over countless generations, each side has honed its weapons and defenses, pushing the boundaries of adaptation in a contest where only the most cunning and resilient survive. For the prey, survival demands innovation. Shoals of tetras have developed dazzling iridescent scales, their synchronized movements creating a mesmerizing illusion that confuses would-be hunters. Their agility and speed are the result of millennia of selective pressure, allowing them to slip through the narrowest gaps in tangled roots and submerged debris. But predators are not easily deterred. The peacock base, with its streamlined body and explosive acceleration, has evolved specialized jaw muscles for lightning-fast strikes. Its coloration blends seamlessly with the dappled light, allowing it to ambush from the shadows with deadly precision. Elsewhere, armored catfish have taken a different path. Their bony plates are a living shield, a response to generations of predation. Yet even armor has its limits when faced with the electric eel, an apex predator whose ability to generate powerful electric shocks forces prey to develop heightened sensitivity to electrical fields, a biological early warning system that can mean the difference between life and death. Juvenile caimans and river otters are locked in a constant battle of wits. The caiman's cryptic coloration and submerged posture make them nearly invisible, but otters counter with acute senses and coordinated hunting tactics, evolving complex social behaviors to outmaneuver solitary rivals. Piranhas, notorious for their teeth, have evolved powerful jaws and a pack mentality to overwhelm larger prey. But their own survival depends on a keen sense of vibration and the ability to detect minute changes in water pressure, allowing them to scatter and regroup at the first hint of danger. Even the smallest creatures are caught in this evolutionary spiral. Insect larvae develop toxic chemicals or spiny exoskeletons to deter predation, while fish and amphibians evolve specialized feeding mechanisms to exploit these armored morsels. Each adaptation triggers a countermeasure, each innovation met with a new challenge. The result is a dynamic, ever-shifting landscape of survival, where success is measured not in years but in generations. Here, evolution is an endless contest. No victor, no truce, only the perpetual drive to survive and thrive in the river's hidden depths. As the river winds through the heart of the jungle, its fate is bound to the rhythm of the seasons, an ancient cycle that shapes every life beneath its shimmering surface. When the rains come, the river swells beyond its banks, transforming the landscape into a labyrinth of flooded forest and shadowed lagoons. For the aquatic inhabitants, this deluge is both opportunity and ordeal. With new waters come new territories. Peacock bass venture into submerged groves, their hunting grounds multiplied among tangled roots and fallen branches. Shoals of tetras scatter, seeking refuge in the dappled light of the flooded understory, their iridescent flashes darting between drifting leaves. Here, the abundance of space offers protection, but it also brings uncertainty. Predators and prey alike must relearn the rules of survival in a world transformed overnight. Yet the bounty of the wet season is fleeting. As the rains subside and the water recedes, the river contracts, pulling life into ever tighter quarters. Pools shrink, and rivals are forced into uneasy proximity. The armored catfish, once hidden among sprawling branches, now shares its refuge with lurking caimans and opportunistic eels. Food grows scarce. Competition intensifies. The electric eel, once a solitary hunter, must now defend its shrinking domain against rivals as desperate as itself. For some, adaptation means migration. River otters slip through narrowing channels, following the scent of fish to deeper waters. Amphibians burrow into the muddy banks, entering a state of torpor until the rains return. Insect larvae time their metamorphosis to the changing currents, emerging as adults just as the river's bounty peaks. Each species, in its own way, must navigate the challenges of feast and famine. Strategies honed over countless generations, timing, camouflage, migration, are put to the ultimate test. Those that succeed will thrive when the river swells once more. Those that falter become part of the cycle, nourishing the jungle's next generation. In this world, the changing seasons are both a promise and a threat, a relentless force that shapes the destiny of every creature. Here, survival is not just a matter of strength or cunning, but of timing, resilience, and the ability to adapt to the river's eternal ebb and flow. Beneath the rippling surface of the river, a hidden network of alliances weaves the aquatic jungle into a living tapestry of interdependence. Here, survival is rarely a solitary pursuit. Instead, countless species have forged intricate partnerships, some born of necessity, others of opportunity, that shape the fate of the river's denizens in ways both subtle and profound. In the tangled roots of flooded trees, cleaner shrimp set up their silent clinics. Their delicate antennae wave invitations to passing fish, who pause and hover, trusting these tiny custodians to pluck away parasites and dead skin. For the shrimp, each visit is a meal. For the fish, a reprieve from invisible torment. This mutualistic dance is choreographed by instinct, but its impact ripples through the entire ecosystem, promoting health and resilience among the river's inhabitants. Elsewhere, armored catfish glide along the muddy bottom, their rough bodies stirring up clouds of sediment. It's a disturbance that draws small, opportunistic cichlids, who dart in to feast on the microfauna unearthed by their armored counterparts. The catfish remain unbothered, their armored plates impervious to the quick nips of their companions. In these moments, competition gives way to cooperation, as both species profit from the labors of the other. Among the submerged logs, a different alliance unfolds. Tiny freshwater mussels attach themselves to the gills and fins of passing fish during their larval stage, a hitchhiker's journey that allows them to disperse far beyond the reach of their own limited mobility. The fish, in turn, benefit from the mussel's adult presence. By filtering water, the mussels reduce harmful bacteria and clarify the river, creating a healthier environment for all. Even the ancient river turtles play their part. As they graze on aquatic plants, they inadvertently trim back invasive species, maintaining a delicate balance within the underwater gardens. Their grazing opens up sun-dappled clearings, where young fish find sanctuary from larger predators. In these luminous refuges, the next generation of the river's inhabitants finds its footing, shielded by the quiet stewardship of the turtles. This web of symbiosis extends beyond predator and prey, beyond competition and conquest. It is a testament to the power of collaboration in a world often defined by struggle. Each bond, however fragile or fleeting, helps knit the ecosystem together, ensuring that no creature truly stands alone. In the aquatic jungle, survival is not just about dominance, but about connection. The ties that bind are as vital as the rivers flow, shaping destinies in ways that may never be seen, but are always felt. Here, the greatest strength lies not in isolation, but in the intricate, enduring relationships that hold the wild world together. As daylight fades and the river slips beneath the velvet shroud of night, a new cast of characters emerges to claim the darkness. The aquatic jungle transforms, its familiar rhythms replaced by the hushed pulse of nocturnal life. Here, in the moonlit current, survival demands a different set of skills: stealth, patience, and a mastery of shadow. Predators awaken with the dusk. The sleek form of the night-hunting catfish glides silently along the riverbed, its sensitive barbels tracing invisible trails left by potential prey. In the black depths, these whiskered hunters rely less on sight and more on touch and taste, navigating by the faintest tremors and chemical whispers in the water. Their eyes, adapted to low light, gleam with a faint, otherworldly glow. Elsewhere, the glassy-eyed arowana drifts just below the surface, its silver scales catching stray beams of starlight. It moves with ghostly precision, waiting for the telltale ripple of an unwary insect or frog. With a sudden leap, it breaks the surface, snatching its quarry from the air before vanishing once more into the obsidian flow. For the hunted, nightfall brings its own arsenal of adaptations. Small fish huddle in dense schools beneath overhanging roots, their bodies cloaked in shifting patterns that mimic the dapples of the moon. Some release clouds of bioluminescent particles, dazzling would-be attackers and melting into the darkness. Others, like the armored pleco, wedge themselves into crevices, their tough hides shielding them from probing jaws. The drama unfolds in near silence. A ripple here, a glimmer there, the only hints of the silent ballet beneath the surface. Even the river itself seems to hold its breath, as predator and prey match wits in a world where every shadow can conceal danger or salvation. By dawn, the river's nightly secrets recede with the mist, leaving only faint traces in the silt and the memory of eyes that watched, hunted, and survived. In the aquatic jungle, night is not merely a time of rest, but a realm of transformation, where the edge between life and death is sharpened and the ancient dance of adaptation plays on, unseen. Beneath the shifting tapestry of water and light, a silent game of deception unfolds. In the aquatic jungle, survival often belongs to those who can disappear in plain sight. Here, camouflage and mimicry are not mere tricks, they are lifelines, honed by millennia of evolution. Gently, a leaf drifts along the current, catching in an eddy. Suddenly, it shudders and darts away, revealing itself as a leaf fish, its body perfectly sculpted and painted to mirror the debris that floats above. Nearby, a patch of riverbed stirs. What seemed to be nothing more than pebbles and sand resolves into the flattened form of a freshwater stingray, its mottled skin blending seamlessly with the substrate. Only the flicker of a tail betrays its presence before it melts back into stillness. In the tangled roots, a cluster of twigs sways with the flow. But among them, a stick insect fish lies in wait, indistinguishable from the detritus. Its slender body mimics the broken branches, its subtle movements synchronized with the gentle sway of the water. For predators, it is invisible. For prey, it is an ambush waiting to strike. Mimicry weaves its own intricate patterns. The harmless mimic catfish, adorned with the warning stripes of a venomous cousin, glides boldly through the shallows, its borrowed armor warding off would-be attackers. Elsewhere, juvenile cichlids sport the colors and markings of dangerous species, gaining precious time to grow and learn the ways of the river. Even light becomes an accomplice in this dance. Some fish shimmer with iridescent scales that scatter and refract the sun's rays, breaking up their outlines and confusing the watchful eyes of predators. Others don the shifting hues of their surroundings, their pigments ebbing and flowing in response to mood, threat, and environment. In this realm, illusion is an art form. Every leaf, every stone, every shadow might conceal a hidden life. The aquatic jungle is not just a place of brute force and swift pursuit. It is a world where those who master the art of blending in, of becoming something they are not, hold the keys to survival. Here, the greatest weapon may be the ability to vanish, to slip unnoticed through the currents, leaving only the faintest ripple in their wake. Beneath the surface, where sunlight fades and roots entwine, another force silently governs the aquatic jungle. It is not tooth or claw that shapes destinies here, but the subtle composition of the water itself. Chemistry becomes an invisible hand, carving out territories, forging alliances, and dictating the fate of every creature. Within a single stretch of river, the water's character can shift dramatically. In one bend, tannins released from decaying leaves stain the current a deep amber, lowering pH and dimming the light. Here, delicate glass catfish glide in near invisibility, their transparent bodies adapted to these shadowy, acidic realms. Just downstream, a hidden spring pours minerals into the flow, raising hardness and clarity. Cichlids gather, their vibrant colors blazing against the pale sand. Each hue a signal, every display a message in the language of minerals. Microhabitats emerge as unique as fingerprints. A submerged log carpeted in algae and moss becomes a fortress for armored catfish, its nooks and crannies offering shelter from both current and predator. In the labyrinthine roots of a fallen tree, oxygen ebbs and flows. Here, labyrinth fish breathe air at the surface, while below, tiny crustaceans sift through detritus, thriving in the oxygen-poor shadows. Some species are wanderers, drifting between chemical borders in search of food or refuge. Others are bound to their patch of river as tightly as any terrestrial beast to its den. For the electric knife fish, the conductivity of the water defines its hunting ground, amplifying the faintest signals from prey. For the dwarf shrimp, even a subtle change in mineral content can mean the difference between abundance and extinction. In this unseen world, boundaries are written in molecules. The chemistry of the water, its acidity, hardness, salinity, and oxygen, shapes not only where life can survive, but how it behaves, competes, and communicates. The aquatic jungle is a mosaic of microhabitats, each a tiny kingdom, ruled by the ever-shifting language of the water. Here, survival is not only about strength or stealth, but the ability to read and respond to the secret signals flowing all around. In the aquatic jungle, the true map of life is written not on the surface, but in the currents, the chemistry, and the countless micro-worlds hidden just beneath the ripples. As the seasons turn and the currents shift, the aquatic jungle becomes a theatre of renewal. Here, the great predators are not only hunters, they are architects of the future, each bound to a unique rhythm of life and legacy. The jaguar catfish, cloaked in midnight patterns, begins its journey as a drifting egg, swept by the river's embrace. Females lay hundreds, sometimes thousands, of adhesive eggs among tangled roots and submerged grasses, each one a fragile promise. Only a fraction will survive the silent gauntlet of hungry mouths and shifting tides. As larvae, they are transparent, nearly invisible, feeding on microscopic life until their bold stripes emerge, a signal that the first test has been passed. In the shadowed crevices, the armored pike cichlid enacts a different strategy. Here, monogamous pairs carve out territories with ferocious devotion. After a meticulous courtship, fins flared, colors intensified, the female deposits a cluster of eggs on a smooth stone. The male stands guard, fending off intruders, while the female fans her brood, ensuring a constant flow of oxygen. When the eggs hatch, both parents shepherd their fry through a maze of roots, teaching them to dart, to hide, to hunt. For these cichlids, survival is a lesson passed down, one generation at a time. Elsewhere, the cunning freshwater barracuda relies on stealth and timing. During the rainy season, when floodwaters transform the riverbanks, females scatter their eggs across submerged grasses. The young must grow quickly, for the receding waters will strand the slow and the careless. Only the swiftest will return to the main channel, their bodies honed by adversity. Even the silent knife fish, master of the electric world, has its own secret ritual. In the darkness, males build nests of bubbles beneath floating leaves, luring females with gentle pulses of electricity. After spawning, the male alone guards the eggs, fanning them with undulating fins. The hatchlings, tiny and luminous, must navigate a realm where every current carries both opportunity and danger. Each predator's life cycle is a tapestry woven from risk, adaptation, and relentless competition. Some invest in numbers, others in vigilance and care. Some spawn with the floods, trusting chaos, others in hidden sanctuaries, betting on secrecy. Yet all are bound by the same imperative, to outwit the hungry, the swift, and the unseen, ensuring that their kind endures in the endless ballet of the aquatic jungle. Here, the future is born not in triumph, but in tenacity. Life persists, against all odds, beneath the surface, in the silent, ceaseless dance of continuity. Beneath the tranquil surface, the aquatic world is forever at the mercy of nature's unpredictable hand. When the rains come with unrelenting fury, rivers swell and boundaries dissolve. Floodwaters tear through forests and fields, uprooting ancient trees, scattering debris, and transforming the familiar into the unknown. For the denizens of this watery realm, each deluge is both a catastrophe and an opportunity. In the chaos, predators and prey alike are swept into new territories. The jaguar catfish, once ruler of a hidden hollow, finds itself adrift in a wild, shifting maze. Some are lost, others discover new hunting grounds, and still more become prey to unfamiliar rivals. The armored pike cichlids' carefully guarded nests are threatened by surging currents, forcing parents to defend their young with newfound vigilance or abandon the brood to the mercy of the flood. But not all is destruction. The rising waters breathe life into the ecosystem, connecting isolated pools and flooded forests, allowing species to mingle, breed, and feed in abundance. Seeds and nutrients are carried far and wide, setting the stage for renewal when the waters recede. Yet, when drought descends, the story is one of desperation. The river's embrace tightens, shrinking to a network of shallow pools. Oxygen dwindles, temperatures soar, and every shadow becomes a battleground. Predators and prey are forced into uneasy proximity. The freshwater barracuda, once swift and elusive, finds its movements constrained, its ambushes more perilous. Knife fish, masters of the hidden current, must now gamble for survival in exposed waters. Some species burrow deep into the mud, entering a suspended state and waiting for the return of the rains. Others perish, their struggle fueling the next cycle of life. The ecosystem contracts, but those who survive emerge honed by adversity, their resilience etched into the lineage of the river. Through flood and drought, the aquatic jungle is remade, its inhabitants tested, its balance reshaped. This is nature's crucible, where only the adaptable endure. In every tempest, every trial, the story of survival is rewritten, echoing through the silent depths and the restless currents, forging a world where change is the only constant. In the wake of disaster, time becomes the silent architect of the aquatic jungle. The scars left by tempests and droughts are not merely wounds, they are the blueprints for a new beginning. As the floodwaters recede and the sun reclaims the land, a quiet transformation unfolds beneath the surface. Where once the river raged, silt and debris settle, creating fresh beds for aquatic plants to anchor and flourish. Sunlight penetrates these shallows, coaxing forth a tapestry of green, ferns, reeds, and algae that form the foundation for a new web of life. Gradually, the pioneers arrive. Tiny invertebrates and resilient fish colonize the newborn habitats, their presence attracting a succession of larger species. The armored pike cichlid, once displaced, returns to territories now rich with shelter and spawning grounds. Over months and years, fallen logs become nurseries for eggs, while submerged roots offer refuge for fry and the wary. Each generation builds upon the last, weaving ever more intricate connections in the underwater labyrinth. As seasons pass, the ecosystem matures. Predators and prey establish new balances. Ancient rivals adapt to shifting conditions or yield to newcomers better suited to the changed world. The river's course may shift, but the rhythm of life persists, each flood bringing renewal, each drought demanding resilience. The memory of catastrophe lingers in the altered landscape, oxbow lakes, sunken forests, and meandering channels, each a testament to nature's power to both destroy and create. In the grand cycle of succession, the aquatic jungle is eternally reborn. Here, every transformation is both an ending and a beginning. The echoes of past trials shape the destiny of every scale and fin, ensuring that the story of survival continues, ever evolving, ever renewing beneath the shimmering surface.